Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well. Alright, and salutations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Back again, doing a lesson, GMS to your health. I believe it's number 4. I'm going to deal with the history of the healthcare industry, the Western healthcare industry in this lesson. Just to show you how much of a devil that this man is. Talking about you Edomites, you so-called Caucasians. Alright, you a bunch of devils, man. Which word devil in Spanish is El Diablo, meaning deceiver. Right? You guys have destroyed the earth, man. You have destroyed the earth on so many levels, but today I'm going to deal with the healthcare industry, what you call your healthcare industry, your allopathic system, the FDA, the Monsanto, all that shit. Alright, so I'm going to bring the scripture out. This is Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry. And why are the nations angry? All the nations are angry right now. You know, they're going to soon point all their anger towards this devil, man. So-called Western world. And in the kingdom, they're going to know who it really was, because they still don't really know. When you point towards the Western world, you still don't know that these cars are just still hiding up in London, or they're still in Amsterdam, or in some fucking Fiji island. You know, I'm talking about these Amalekites, the creme de la creme. You know, the king of the hill is these Amalekites. But these nations, they're already angry. They're getting stirred up, but their anger will be marked towards Babylon the Great, which will result in the destruction of Babylon the Great, right? And that wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, meaning these other nations, because they're dead. They're dead in their mind. You know, ask any majority of these Elamites, for example. They don't know they're Elam. They have been indoctrinated that they're East Indians or Ishmael. A few of them know now. That's why the truth is coming out. But they're still dead. They're still dead to their nationality. Ask these Japhetic people or Moabites or whatever, man. They're all dead in their mind. They're all under the spell of the so-called white man. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, Nate, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth, man. Who's destroying the earth? Let's see. After the Renaissance, during the Renaissance, after the Renaissance, you had this great industrial revolution, right? And who was the primary nation that pushed towards that? Was Esau. It was Edomites, these so-called white people. You pushed towards that. And, you know, you devils, you can claim, oh, we have, Earth Hour, and we're all to blame, and all this CO2 and all this garbage. Every nation that ruled, even the fucking heathens, talking about these Moabites, Ishmaelites, Hamites, they had at least some kind of order to their civilization and rulership. They had that. They had some kind of a proper care for the planet, because they knew that this is where we get our food from. So much so that they established gods based on false beliefs, and all the moon and the sun, and they don't know those were agents created by the Creator. But somehow this devil just crept out of the cage, man, and he is the true son of perdition. The word perdition means destruction. He's that true devil, man. He's that true piece of shit that everyone's gonna point their finger at. Everyone says, "Don't point fingers, man. Don't point fingers. We're gonna point the finger at you, devil, man, real soon." And everyone's waking up to your ass. Starting with Apostle Tahar, how he pushes that. Everyone's waking up to you devils, man. Everybody's waking up to your fucking demonic ass. They're gonna point fingers at you. Every nation that had that, right? So my point is, when you had the Industrial Revolution, you had alternatives presented towards you. What I mean by alternatives was, you had the technology or the means to make the world better, but you didn't. You had the Tesla thing going on with was it Newton? right? I believe it's Newton. Don't quote me on that. But they were battling one another, and you know, you had the Rockefellers who was backing Newton, and Tesla was working for him for a little while. And Slacky, man, let me just look it up. Tesla and Newton, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure that's Satan, man. Fucking internet's down. I'm gonna look it up on my phone though. See, look at that. Internet was just up and now it's fucking down. That's these fucking devils, man. Can't even reconnect on this bullshit. But I'm gonna look it up online just to double check. Alright, just to double check. Tesla and Newton, right? Because you had the Rockefellers coming up. Slacky, not Newton. It was Edison. That devil. One of those devils. I knew one of those devils' names, man. But one of those devils. It was Edison. Tesla and Edison. Right? So this Edison demon, alright, he was against all that shit. Because Tesla, man, you know, he's still proving even Albert Einstein wrong. And all you crackers that are pushing that shit. So Tesla, he was already developing free energy just from planting some shit in the ground. So he was getting geo energy, if you will, earth energy, because there's electric current within the earth. You know, there's electric current out there in the cosmos, which all electricity is, man. We can try to hypothesize like these Edomites do, and all it is energy, man. Just like your spirit. What is your spirit? Electricity, energy, fire, which is what? Energy, man. That's all it is. You know, thermodynamics. That's all energy. That's all power. It's all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, really. That's all it is. That's the source. That's where the source goes back to. That's where you get recharged from. Right? Yeah, they were battling and whatnot, and the Rockefellers got involved. And basically what happened was, you know, Tesla left that Edomite Edison, and he did his own shit. He was experimenting with all kinds of shit, man. He was making he was basically getting free energy. That's what he was doing, you know. And that oil and all that shit that these Edomites do, fucking up the earth. What is that shit called, man? Fracking, drilling in the earth, fucking up the whole earth, man. You got these pipelines fucking up these Gadites. That's what these Edomites are doing. But they had. My point is, this is my point, man. I'm not trying to ramble, but they were going on a path, and they had that opportunity. I'm thinking of a scripture, but I can't forget it. I forget it. Shit, man. Spirit is just flowing right now. But let me just see. So it's just a perfect scripture that lines up with this point. Because my point is, they were going on a path. They had the choice to choose right. They had the choice to say, you know what, we can honestly do something good for humanity. No, man. What did these devils do? They said, no, let's go find another way. Oh, there's oil, there's coal, we can fuel. Okay, we're gonna make these gasoline cars and fuck up the whole earth and make slaves of these nations. Just fuck up the whole place, man. You know? Man, Lord's will, brothers, I find the scripture, or if any of you brothers post it online, it's just a scripture that says something to the effect of, though he be shown righteousness, or though, you know, something like that, man. I'm gonna find it though, Lord's will. But the point is, they had the opportunity, but they didn't go. Why didn't they go? Because they're the devil, man. They're the devil. That's plain and simple, man. You know, and here I'm gonna look up this word destroy. That's what I wanted to do because I'm on the internet right now on this damn laptop. This is the word destroy.
Strong's G 1311.
Diaphthyro, which is a beautiful word. It means to change for the worse, to corrupt of minds, morals. That's why I said when I read the scripture, I said, yo, there's so many things you can talk about. That there's so many aspects, man. Brothers are, what do I do a lesson on? What do I do? Man, yo, if you're in that spirit, man, you fucking, yo, man, you better fucking pray to the Most High. Or fucking slap yourself in the face and say, look what's going on in the world. Because there's a million and one lessons to do, man. It's not no time to fucking lollygag and just fucking fuck around, basically. Alright? This devil corrupts. He changes for the worse, to destroy, to ruin, to consume, of bodily vigor and strength, of the worm or moth that eats provisions, clothing, to destroy, to kill, man. So Most High is gonna destroy him to destroy the earth, man. And like I said, who is this? It's this devil, man. Because all these nations, they will be down with free energy and all that shit, but this devil said no. So I'm gonna read this article here. I got two articles actually. Number one, you can type this in: the history of the pharma cartel, 1911. It's a timeline. The Supreme Court of the U.S. finds John Rockefeller and his trust guilty of corruption, illegal business practices, and racketeering. As a result of this decision, the entire Rockefeller Standard Oil Trust, the world's largest corporation of its time, was sentenced to be dismantled. But Rockefeller was already above the Supreme Court and did not care about this decision. He doesn't give a fuck, man. The Supreme Court? Who the fuck is the Supreme Court, man? Can the Supreme Court, hold on, can the World Court bring fucking Rothschild into court? Are you fucking high? Are you crazy? Are you people mad? The Supreme Court cannot look their eyes upon those kind of men. The judges cannot utter their names. And this was back then. This is 1911. They cannot. They are fucking untouchable. Why? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has set them up. This is 1913. In order to disperse public and political pressure on him and other robber barons, Rockefeller uses a trick called philanthropy. Meaning, hey man, how many of you brothers know these Edomites, man? You go into Wikipedia, you type it in, you know, they're millionaires or maybe even becoming billionaires, and among their titles, you know, actor, director, producer, it'll say philanthropist. And not even the actors, not even those peons. I'm talking about like businessmen or aristocrats or, you know, people of real importance. It'll always say philanthropist. I'm sure if you look up that fucking devil, man. What's that cracker's name, man? Try and get that. Henry Kissinger. I'm sure if you look up Henry Kissinger, it'll say philanthropy or philanthropist. Meaning, we love donating money. We love giving money. That's a euphemism. That's a subversion, whereby the illegal gains from his robber practices in the oil business are used to launch the Rockefeller Foundation. This tax haven was used to strategically take over the healthcare sector in the U.S. Down here, this was also the time when the first vitamins were discovered, right? It soon became clear, however, that these natural molecules had life-saving health benefits, and that they were able to prevent many chronic health conditions. The first books appeared with research subsequently abandoned about the health benefits of vitamins. These newly discovered molecules had only one disadvantage: they were non-patentable. Because how do you patent nature, man? We're going to get into that in here. Thus, in its first years of existence, the pharmaceutical investment, by the way, for you people out there, pharmaceutical, the word pharmacy, alright, pharmacy means witchcraft. That's what it means. Alright, matter of fact, I'm going to look it up to get the exact wording of it correct. Okay, so when you see, the local pharmacy, here we have fucking, what is it called? Shoppers Drug Mart and Rexall. All of them have that cauldron, fucking mortar and pestle. Pharmacy, late 14th century, a medicine from Old French, a purgative. Going back to Greek, pharmakia, use of drugs, medicines, potions, or spells, poisoning, witchcraft, remedy, or cure, which they don't practice that. But they sure as fuck practice spells, potions, poisoning, and witchcraft. Man, look at that. They're poisoning you, man. Have you ever watched a drug commercial? You fucking idiots. Have you ever watched a fucking drug commercial where they say, and it's funny too, man, because Image Image plays a big toll. Image plays a very, very, very large role. Image, what I mean by image is they can tell you you're gonna die in 10 minutes or there's gonna be a nuclear World War III, but they'll have people, old man and little kids on swings and people having a barbecue and smiling and everything is nice and that vibe, and you're not paying to what the fuck the man's saying or what the subtitles are, right? You're not paying attention to that. So while they're showing you that, Prozac may assist in blah blah blah, and then they say talk to your doctor if you experience these symptoms: diarrhea, nausea, headaches, fucking high blood pressure, blah 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 blah. They'll go on for fucking 1 minute, man. All that shit that they're spewing, blah 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 blah. Talk to your doctor if your symptoms worsen. If you experience blood hemorrhages or blood clots or all kinds of mad shit, you just say, what the fuck? If you actually listen to that, man, but you people don't listen to that. You just go and get what your doctor subscribes to you. Your warlock subscribes to you. That's what these fucking doctors should be called, warlocks, man. All right, because they don't heal shit. Fucking demons, man. It says, thus in its first year of existence, the pharmaceutical industry or investment business already faced a mortal threat. Vitamins and other micronutrients promoted as public health programs would prohibit the development of any sizable investment business based on patented drugs. The elimination of this unwanted competition from natural micronutrients therefore became a question of life and death for the pharmaceutical business. 1918. The Rockefeller Foundation uses the Spanish flu epidemic and the media that it already controlled by this time. And that's another thing I want to say. They don't give a shit about the Supreme Court because the Rockefellers, they're one of the highest families underneath the Rothschilds. The Rockefellers, man, they're Khazars. We know this. They're so-called Jews. That's what Khazar means. If you don't know what Khazar means, look up Khazars. Go online. Look up Kagan Bulan. Look up 740 AD. Look up these key dates. They are the elite of the elite, man. Right? To start a witch hunt on all forms of medicine that were not covered by its patients or patents. Within the next 15 years, all medical schools in the U.S., most hospitals, and the American Medical Association all essentially became pawns on the chessboard of Rockefeller's strategy to subjugate the entire healthcare sector under the monopoly of his pharmaceutical investment business. It says, disguised as a Mother Teresa, the Rockefeller Foundation was also used to conquer foreign countries and entire continents for the pharmaceutical investment business, right? Just as Rockefeller himself had done a few decades previously with his petrochemical investment business. I believe I was it on this article, yeah. Got the next one. And before I bring this one out, you can type this in, brothers, online, Google, you'll find it. Western medicine is Rockefeller medicine all the way. That's the title. Yeah. I'm going to bring this scripture out. Alright, because these devils, man, it's fucked up already that we're in this captivity, but the fact that you can't even heal heal yourself or heal other people or recommend things, like here in Canada too, man, like Ontario is really one of the best places to do it, to be a naturopath or to be a homeopath or a herbologist. All these other provinces, you cannot do those things. You can't even hold the title of a dietitian, because what this devil has done is MDs or medical doctors, they hold all those titles. They're dietitians, they're whatever, all these things. There doesn't exist something called naturopath or homeopath or herbology. And these are things that grow in your fucking backyard. But this devil is he's so good, man, that he will convince you that the dandelions growing in your front yard, the leaves and the roots, those are weeds, and you got to get a weed whacker or pesticides and spray that shit on your grass so it won't grow, or cut that shit off. He won't tell you that dandelion leaves and dandelion root are one of the most nutritive herbs on the planet, man. All kinds of minerals, vitamins, detoxes your liver. Talking about dandelion root, that's a big detox for your liver, man. If you go out and buy these, but you'll go on Amazon, you'll get these fucking formulas, which might be distilled, or I should say, what's that other word, man? Not distilled, slakia. Diluted, not even its full potency, and you'll pay $60, $70, $80 with something that contains a dandelion root, and they'll add other herbs, maybe some yellow dock, milk thistle. There's other herbs for your liver that you can use, man. Burdock, but burdock is another one. They'll tell you, oh, fuck, that's a pain in the ass. Burdock is those tall ass plants, I'll say, and they got those balls that are spiky and they stick to you. You walk through and when I was a kid, I walked through like, fuck, man, you gotta take all that shit out and on your back, and burdock root, man. That's a very powerful herb, man. That is a very powerful blood cleanser. That's one of the top blood cleansers on the planet. Burdock, I'm talking about. Again, a whole host of minerals and vitamins and phytonutrients. Very, very powerful, man. But this devil is so good, he'll convince you. No, those things are terrible. Those are just pests, right? This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? If not, if this white man is not the devil, where and who is he? Show me, man. If this devil is not the devil, who is he? And where is he? Alright? It says, let's go back to the late 1800s. John D. Rockefeller, a man quoted to have said, competition is sin. Hey, man, what's the underlying principle of business that I've heard growing up? Oh, competition is great. Competition, you need competition, and that's how the fluidity, and the dynamics move properly and whatever, man. He said competition is sin. So what does that mean? He just conquered everything. Is head of the Rockefeller family and has just become very rich through extracting oil from the ground. Now he's looking for ways to capitalize even further with his oil, and he comes across the idea of using coal tar, a petroleum derivative, to make substances that affect the human mind, body, and nervous system. And these petroleum products, they're in many products today, and that is straight poison. We're talking about petroleum, man. If you don't know the side effects of petroleum, you might want to go look it up. Okay? You have petroleum and Vaseline that you fucking, you come at Jake, and hey, Jake loves that shit, man. He comes out the shower, gets the Vaseline, oh yeah, it feels so good, and as a moisturizer, man, you know what kind of madness you're putting in your system after you just open up your pores from a hot ass shower? Or you're giving that, or you're on your babies, on your infants, you're putting that on to think you're moisturizing them. Go out and buy some shea butter, man. Make your own body butter. Go get some coconut oil, man. You know how many things you can do that are very actually beneficial? But this devil, again, he'll convince you, no, this is good. Right? These are called drugs. And they are excellent at masking or stopping symptoms, but overall do not cure the underlying cause of disease, man. And that's what an allopathic system is. You have allopathic and homeopathic. Allopathic aims at the symptoms, right? Like you got, for example, man, like I'll give an example. In the world, you might have someone that's a drunk, or a drug addict. And the things that he does is what people try to attack. Oh, he did this, but why did he do it? Because he's hooked on the drugs. And that condition of him being addicted to drugs or alcohol is never mentioned. It has never it has never been tried to be treated or even looked upon in depth. But whatever he does is attacked and try to be subdued. So again, like you have people that have eczema. Why people have eczema and very bad rashes, man. And they'll try to give some topical cream, and that might work for a little while. It might not work for anyone. I've known people that it doesn't even work for. Some people say it cured me. Some people say it doesn't work. It works for a while. But most likely, why do you have eczema? It's not a topical issue. It's an internal issue. It's not an external. It's internal. Something within you. You have to find something within you that's going on in your organism that's making your organism come out with all these rashes and bumps and not bruises, but bumps and whatever pimples and whatever you got going on. It's an internal issue. That's what allopathic means. Like other elite leaders, of the New World Order who fit the description of an evil genius, those high on intellect and low on compassion, that's the devil, Rockefeller used his oil money to buy out part of the massive German pharmaceutical cartel IG Farben. This was the very same cartel that would later assist Hitler to implement his eugenics-based vision of a New World Order founded on racial supremacy by manufacturing chemicals and poisons for war. It says, with the control of drug manufacturing under his wings, Rockefeller then embarked on a decidedly wicked plan. Wicked from the point of view of a tree, Slakia. Wicked from the point of view of a free and healthy humanity, but brilliant from a business perspective. Man, I'm just laughing because we just read the scripture on wicked. Rockefeller saw that there were many types of doctors and healing modalities in existence at that time, from chiropractic to naturopathy to homeopathy to holistic medicine to herbal medicine and more, right? Which you have those things here, but they're looked at as quacks. They're looked at as oh no, that doesn't help. Fine, go to the medicine man, or go to the the guy that gives you some herbs. And what the fuck are herbs gonna do? Meanwhile, majority of these herbs, or it's like a majority of these drugs that they're making, we're gonna read about it. They're made from herbs. They're from nature, right? He wanted to eliminate the competitors of Western medicine, the only modality which would propose drugs and radiation as treatment, thus enriching Rockefeller, who owned the means to produce these treatments. So he hired a man called Abraham Flexner to submit a report to Congress in 1910. This report concluded that there were too many doctors and medical schools in America, and that all the natural healing modalities which had existed for hundreds of or thousands of years, we know it's thousands, fucking devils trying to make it seem hundreds of years, were unscientific quackery. And it's funny how this word quackery came about. The word quack actually came about from these devils, because how they would heal, they would try to inject, it was this devil, man, what's the devil's name? What was his name? It was a German, man. And he basically went to work in the mines, and he saw how minerals heal other minerals, like if you have all these minerals, that mercury, that's a mineral, lead, titanium, all these things, which are put in your food and your water and all that shit, by the way, in your air, aluminum. They can not refresh, but reinvigorate, or there's another word I'm looking for, but they can help other minerals. So he said, hey, if these minerals can help other minerals, why can't these minerals help our bodies? So this devil, his father put him in school actually at a natural path, homeopathic herbal medicine school, and he said, fuck this is bullshit, blah blah blah. The devil comes out, and this was in I think the 16th century, 1500s, Renaissance man, and basically what he did when he went to work in the mines after that, he saw that he just started to get patients and whatever, and started working on these patients. And what happened was a lot of patients died because actually he didn't even keep a record of or list of his patients and what happened to them. But if you inject large amounts of mercury into a body, what the fuck is gonna happen, man? They have mercury in their dental fillings, and look how many symptoms you're getting, and that's from a dental filling. If you inject mercury into somebody to try to heal that person, you're a retard, man. You're injecting lead, aluminum, titanium, fucking all kinds of madness, man. That's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help the person, right? So that word quack actually came from them doing that. They started being called quacks. Why? Because the real term for mercury is quicksilver. I believe that's a German origin. Quicksilver, which they just termed quack, or quacksalver, which they just shorted it for quack. Okay, so that's where that word quack really comes from, man. So now they call it, oh, you're a quack. Oh, you deal with herbs and teas. What the fuck's that gonna do? You're a quack. You're a madman. All right. It called for the standardization of medical education, whereby only the allopathic-based AMA be allowed to grant medical school licenses in the U.S. It says, sadly, Congress acted upon the conclusions and made them law. Incredibly, allopathy became the standard mainstream modality. Even though its three main methods of treatment in the 1800s had been bloodletting, they just poke a hole in you, man, let the blood go. They said, oh, there's impurities in your blood? We're just going to poke you dry. Let the blood go, and you're just going to be fine. Most people, what happened? They died, man. All the blood was let go. Herbs, they can clean you and detoxify you internally, clean your blood, man. As I was telling you, the burdock is amazing for that. Red clover is amazing for that. All kinds of herbs, man. Right? Surgery and the injection of toxic heavy metals like lead and mercury to supposedly displace disease. Madness. It should be noted that hemp was also demonized and criminalized not long after this, not because there is anything dangerous about it, but because it was a huge threat to the Rockefeller drug and oil industries respectively. Right? It says, the story doesn't stop there. Rockefeller and another elite leader Carnegie used their tax-exempt foundations from 1913 on to offer huge grants to the best medical schools all over America on the proviso that only an allopathic-based curriculum be taught, and that some of their agents be allowed to sit on the board of directors. They called this efficient philanthropy, which, when through the Orwellian translation unit, means they wanted a return on their investment. They systematically dismantled the curricula of these schools by removing any mention of the natural healing power of herbs and plants, or of the importance of diet and health. The result is a system with which, to this day, churns out doctors who are almost always utterly clueless, obviously, about nutrition and disregard the idea that what you eat can actually heal or hurt you. And that's something that should be known. A couple of decades after this, another law passed that further entrenched Western medicine in America. The Hill-Burton Act of 1946 gave hospitals grants for construction and modernization on the condition they provide free health care to anyone in need without discrimination of any kind. Although there were good sides to this, the downside was that once people had become dependent on the system for their healthcare needs, especially those on pharmaceutical pills, which need to be taken day after day without end, the system switched into a paid system, and the Rockefellers found themselves with lifelong customers. The bitter truth is that, in general, when you go up to your Western doctor, you are seen as a potential market for the medical factory's products. For Big Pharma, there is no financial incentive to heal you, because a patient cured is a customer lost. Plain and simple. That's why these people are tripping out. I'm talking about the pharmaceutical industry. They're tripping out at all these people, man. You go to a health food store, there's a lot of people gathering now. There's a lot of people gathering and understanding and, asking real questions and, hey, what's good for the blood and what's good for this? And, they're trying to get into it, man. Because they're finding out that even Edomites, but you're still Edomites. You're still going into slavery. So you don't got no hope. But even Edomites are finding out that their elites are a bunch of devils. It says, even if you are not sick, Big Pharma is still targeting you, trying to convince you that you are ill, so that you will try its latest pill. Pregnant women will go to the doctor and treat it like this and peddle intravenous fluid bags, fetal monitors, ultrasound, which is radiation for a vulnerable baby, a host of drugs, a totally unnecessary episiotomy, and to top it all off, the cesarean delivery, which is what today you people know as C-section. That's what the cesarean delivery is. And it's funny too, I looked up that word cesarean. It goes back to Julius Caesar, right? Because that's how he was supposedly conceived. They cut it open. And what is that in the scriptures, in the Bible? That's a sin. You're not supposed to cut anything in the flesh. And the problem is with these women, and the thing is too, these doctors, man, they get a lot of money from that. They get a lot of money. That's why they almost every time they will suggest that to the woman and say, well, that's better. We're gonna have to do a C-section all the time. They don't want to do a natural birth. They always want to. They'll tell you. They say, oh, we want a C-section, which is a cesarean delivery, which is what? A Roman custom, man, an Edomite custom. We didn't do that. We had natural births in the ancient world, a proper natural birth. That's what a woman has a uterus and everything functions properly. And you know the big problem is these women, they'll be pregnant 4 or 5 months and they'll go to the fucking gym or they'll still be working. And you know, man, a woman in the ancient world was a petite flower, man. It tells you that she wouldn't even walk upon the ground, man, for the delicateness. She was delicate, man. These women were delicate. You know, now these women are all, oh, I have to do this, and I'm going to the gym, I'm doing jumping jacks, and I'm doing chin-ups and pull-ups and all this madness. And you're looking at this bitch like, you're 5 months pregnant, man. The fuck you doing? Or you're stressing yourself, you're driving, you're fucking going to the office and you're working 8 hours and shit, right up until fucking your labor. And then you wonder, why your body really can't handle that, and they'll try to make you get a C-section, you know? You're supposed to be drinking herbs, man. You're eating fucking McDonald's and all kinds of madness, man. Bitches still might be smoking and drinking. That's why you got one of the best herbs for women, on and off, meaning not being pregnant and being pregnant, is raspberry leaf, man. That's an all-woman herb. You got another one called motherwort. You know, that's for hormonal and emotional stress. But raspberry leaf, that strengthens the uterus. That's a great preparation, a herb for when your woman is pregnant. You get her on that, man. But why do you think these bitches need that C-section? Because they're still functioning like everything is normal, but you're growing another human child, man, a human being. You're supposed to give it nutrition, drink the herbs, eat properly. Come on, man. There's certain herbs. There's a lot of herbs you can't even drink when you're pregnant. So you think you can act normal and go to the gym when you're pregnant? There's herbs you can't even drink when you're pregnant, man. It says, remember, all these synthetic drugs are isolates. Many are derived from plant compounds. But because nature cannot be patented and sold, Big Pharma has no interest in natural cures. What they do instead is engage in biopiracy. Which biopiracy, what do? They go to Amazon and learn from the Asherite, so-called Indians, the savages. They learn the real plants and all that shit. They'll go back, write a book about it, and get all kinds of money. And they won't credit those people down there. You know, the Gadites and the Reubenites and Issacharites over here that had the knowledge and all the plant-based, all that shit, man. This devil used that. And it's called biopiracy. Like this devil says, stop piracy, the movies and all that. Well, you devils, man, you pirated the whole fucking earth, man. You are the pirate. Slack it. Engage in biopiracy. Research natural compounds, copy them or modify them slightly in a lab, then try to steal and patent them. Like for example, you got aspirin. Aspirin comes from the willow bark tree. The willow tree. There's an actual herb called willow or willow bark. You can buy it. It will ease your pain. But these devils create aspirin derived from the willow, but they add all kinds of bullshit in there, man. Right? They add all kinds of bullshit in there that have detrimental effects on your body. Right? Isn't that funny though? It says if they get a patient or a patent, they then make their pill as a wonder drug while simultaneously, through fake scientific research, suppress and criticize the original plan as being worthless. So you won't go to the source of the cure. Ironically, guess what type of medicine John D. Rockefeller used and the British family still uses? Homeopathy. And that's no surprise, man. That ain't no damn surprise. Alright, just some down here. This is big business. It's also a big killer. Dr. Barbara Starfield published a study in the year 2000 that found that there were 225,000 iatrogenic or allopathic doctor-caused deaths in the U.S. every year. However, this was only counting direct deaths. When you factor in all indirect deaths, as Gary Null did in 2011 in his report Death by Medicine, the figure is closer to 784,000 people per year. That's 7.8 million people dead from Western medicine every 10 years, man. They're killing you, man. Not to mention the chemtrails, not to mention the shit they're pumping in your food or they're putting in your water. Monsanto, man. You know Monsanto, they were the ones that are making a napalm in the Vietnam War for the napalm strikes. They were the creators of Agent Orange. Man, there were all kinds of chemical shit. And it's funny they got into food Because they're just feeding you garbage anyway. They're feeding you chemicals, man. You understand? You know, and I believe that was it on that. So with that, I hope you brothers were edified. You know, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Tamyad, for letting me bring this out, man, this beautiful truth. And double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, whom I learned the truth from. You know, the spirit's out there for the health. So it's beautiful that we're pushing this. How about Hashem Yahushai willing, I'll push this more, man. You know, and all the brothers are pushing the health and just to get more awareness, man, just to stay on the higher frequency. You know, you got to be on the higher frequency, man. You know, you got to try to stay sound, man, even in this hellhole. Can't be like these people out here, man. These people are fucking dead, man. And they don't have no life in them, and they're not putting any life in them. Okay, and you know, shalom to you brothers out there, man. May you keep pushing the truth, and may Yahweh Bashim Yahshua add to your faith. All right, shalom.